Well, I would say that this is probably Buzzard Rock, which is the first peak before Whitetop Mountain, and there'll be a spring of water in between, and I'm looking for it. And as I was saying, on top of Buzzard Rock, yeah, we're getting another one of those picture perfect. There are some hikers down there. I don't know if you can see them, spot them out down there center, you know, in the greenery there, and I hear them anyways. They'll be coming up here soon. And as we come around, lovely valley down in there, and as we, let's just go ahead and do a complete 360. There seems to be some type of a tower up there. Looks like I'll be headed right by it, and another lovely bald. And as we come back around to southeast, south, how wonderful. Some beautiful mountains. Yeah. And the hikers are coming. Yeah, definitely liberal hiker trash. Yeah, that sounds like a t-shirt. Well, I'm at camp. I decided to push on, and I'll be setting up my tent. And I've been meaning to do a whole anatomy of my backpack. So I thought perhaps we will start today. And this is my backpack is the Osprey 70 cubic inch Ather. So we will start by opening the lid, and in the lid there are things too, but we're not going to get that far today. So here I have two 1 liter empty. I keep those usually empty unless I get jammed up. I've got my sandals over here. I've got a washcloth for my body and one for camp, for cooking and cleaning. But in here, and I have everything compartmentalized. So this would be my hygiene bag, and I like it clear because I can just see everything in there. Toothpaste, dental floss, toothbrush, shaving gear, a pair of scissors. And this is what we're going to do here right now, is just go through all the bags. This is for the wild ponies that I'll be seeing tomorrow. You weren't supposed to see that. Here, this is my rain gear for me and for my backpack. It's rather, quite small. I could actually make it quite smaller if I put it in a smaller stuff sack or even a compression bag. And I have my food separated in breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Lunch being the biggest and heaviest. That was lunch, by the way, and it's full of nuts. And we'll go through each bag at some other time. This is my first aid bag, but it also, now, just to keep things tighter, has all my spare batteries for my Steri pen that I use for water purification, my headlamp batteries so that I could see at night, and right now, because I'm doing an 85-mile trek here, I've got my battery charger for my cell phone and my camera in here as well. But this is my first aid bag. This bag is dinner, my dinner bag. This is my breakfast bag. This is my sleeping pad, and it's actually 18 ounces. It just came out. It's like extremely light. This is a spare fuel canister. this is my complete cooking. This is everything from, it's got my fuel canister, stove, cookie pot, and what I eat with and everything. All cooking and eating happens to go on, and my cutlery and everything is in here. It's very small, very compact. And there's my get down. This is my tent, and this is what's called as a compression sack, and I can actually pull this thing in, could actually get a smaller one and get this baby even tighter. But this is my tent. It's the 6 Moon Solo, and it's quite comfortable, quite small, and it has no poles. If you're used to dome tents and all those poles that you gotta, configure, I just used one of my trekking poles, and that's how come it saves me a lot of space. And then here, this is all of my, another compression sack. This is all of my spare clothes, a long sleeve shirt, a pair of shorts, another short sleeve shirt, a second pair of undergarments, a spare pair of socks, and did I say a long sleeve thermal shirt as well, and my sleeping bag, all in here. So majority and I have a sleeping pad down in here, and this is my little beverage bag, and this will have hot cocoa and tea and a lot of sports type powdered drinks. Now that it's getting hotter and hotter, I'm going more towards that. So well, I'm gonna go set up my tent now, and that's pretty much it. Right here I've got is my 2-liter bladder in here, where I and this is what I fill in and I use for water. And then there's the little suction tube right here so that I can drink as I go. It's quite handy. And that's not completely it, but that's pretty close. And as you can see, and having everything in separate bags like this really makes it easy to pack and unpack, pack and unpack, pack and unpack. That's what we do. And basically, there you have it. I tell you, I love, that is my favorite color, green. I do have to tell you. So here it is. Let's do a little promo here. My 6 Moon Designs Lunar Solo. Notice how it just requires just the trekking pole. This is my sleeping pad. And it's quite thick. My clothes bag doubles as a pillow. Here's my sleeping bag, and notice the vestibule here. This actually can unclip in foul weather. I will leave it open this evening for more circulation, and but here, and then it just rides down the guide wire here like this here, and gives just really a lovely presentation. Look at that streamline. It's almost stealth looking. Yeah, it's the B-1 bomber. Look at that baby. Yeah, and my backpack then will fit into the back area here, and all my storage. I'll be up front here where I have more headroom, and in case I have to go stick outside and all that. But as we look here, and just look, and I got a little camp. Got the water is just right over here. We got a lovely blueberry bush, and I'll sort of I'm going to start cooking here right away. But I just wanted to wrap that up, and oh, by the way, blue skies. This will be the second night in 2 months that I haven't been deep in the forest, and that I'll actually be able to see the stars tonight. So hey, we'll take it out. Maybe there'll be some wildlife. And and notice another thing that you don't know. Oh, beautiful views. So hey, who's got a better view than this? There are no trees for me to hang my food bag. Certainly nothing high enough to keep the bears out. And the mice, actually the mice are more problematic than the bears. I've had mice get into my stuff 4 times, but well, not tonight. I'm gonna have to sleep with my food in my tent, which is a lot of people do it. I have hardly ever done it. Gee whiz, this is my front yard. Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely, lovely front yard. Need to do a little cleaning up here, but this is my front yard, and that is my backyard. Geez, it's good to be the king. This is actually the spring, and what they do sometimes is take some PVC tubing and just run it right into the ground. It's the water's actually coming out of where the heck am I? Whitetop Mountain is right up there, so we're down below Whitetop Mountain, and so this is coming right out of the ground, and not to advertise it or anything, but when water comes right from bubbling from the ground, this water, I just took water, and it is coming. This is a good flow. I have taken water 1/10 the volume. This baby is really coming out. I've seen better in the Rockies, or in the Smokies, but it's unbelievably cold, and and even especially this time of day. I can imagine how cold it's going to be tomorrow morning when I mix up my milk. I use powdered milk. I just put a lot of extra powder in there. The more powder that you put in, the more it tastes like milk, and I have cold cereal in the morning. So that's my camp. But yeah, it's just coming right out of the ground, and this pipe, is just to help us gather our water. And because I use the Steri-Pen, I just fill up my water jugs, and then I sterilize using UV lighting. People with pumps, they would normally have to put their filter down in there, their tube, and then pump it out of there, but I really like getting it right from the source. I mean, untouched, right from the ground. And to tell you the truth, when I get it out of this, I don't even sterilize it. I just drink it. But I not to advertise that, because you shouldn't do it. But, did I ever say I'm a risk taker? And I did mention that my camera's waterproof, right? Yeah, I did. The Sony CyberShot TX5.